Hi, I'm Brent Johnson, and today we're going to Lawrence, Massachusetts. Now, I mentioned in my last video we were going to see something new from Andover. This is actually kind of an older project. First, some history. Andover was founded by Tom Byers in 1948. His wife was an organist, and she attended the Andover Organ Academy, which was an organization that was bringing some of the organ reform ideas to the United States. And these included things like emphasis on 17th century and 18th century repertoire, mechanical action, and low wind pressures, among other details. Tom came with his wife to the academy and was inspired by what he found out. And he was inspired to start a new organ company that would embrace these new reform movement ideas. He chose the name Andover both to piggyback on the esteem of the Andover Organ Company and also so their name would show up at the top of alphabetical lists of organ builders, not the bottom. He chose the opening of Psalm 98, Cantate Dominum Canticum Novum, which in English is Sing to the Lord a New Song, for the motto of the company, and they still use that today. His first junior partner was a young engineer named Charles Fisk. He then went on to hire an electrician named Robert Reich and a woodworker named Leo Constantinou. Matthew Bellochio is a project manager for the Andover Organ Company today, and I'll let him take it from here.
In 1958, the company signed a contract with Redeemer Lutheran Church in Lawrence, Massachusetts. It was a new church building, and they signed a contract to build a new organ for this church. But the contract did not specify the type of action. So these group of young organ builders decided to take a gamble and go out on a limb. And on Palm Sunday of 1959, the organ was premiered at the Palm Sunday liturgy at Redeemer Lutheran Church. And it was a mechanical action organ. The manuals had mechanical key action. The stop action was pneumatic, and the pedal stop was electro-pneumatic. But it was the first post-war mechanical action organ built by an American firm. Now, American builders had been building trackers up until about the 1920s, when tubular pneumatic action caught on, and also electricity started to become more commonly used. But so after the 1920s, basically everybody stopped building tracker organs, with the exception that in 1930, Walter Holtkamp built a three-stop portative organ. So mechanical action organs entered a dormancy and fell out of favor until in 1959, when the Andover Organ Company built this first post-war, kind of modern era, mechanical action organ. And it, true to the motto, Cantate Dominum Canticum Novum, this instrument sang a new song. It had low pressure, it had lightly nicked pipework, it had mechanical action. It was the first foothold of the organ reform movement, or the Orgelbewegung, in America. And this started from the Andover Organ Company. A few years later, Fisk left the Andover Organ Company to start C.B. Fisk in Gloucester in 1961. And things spread out from there. So the organ at Redeemer Lutheran is a very historically significant instrument.
So we're here at the console. Joining me again is James Kennerly. We're at Andover's Opus 28 from 1959. We counted 14 ranks here in this little two-manual organ in two chests here in front of us, one above and one right in front. I'm ready to hear some of it, so let's just start here. What do we have on our upper manual?
We have 3 stops, an 8/4 and a 2. This is the 8-foot Spielflöte.
Okay. very clear singing flute there.
nice and clear.
I would call it a couple flute if you ask me, just
Yes,
from looking
by
at
the
a
shape-
spire flute or
by
something.
the shape of it, absolutely.
It's
yeah,
open with
tapered.
conical tapered, but
Yeah.
they call it a spiel flute. Okay. And then
And then we have the Ruhrflöte, which is absolutely not true because there's no wood anywhere to be found. But this is a lovely little chimney.
actually, it appears the bottom of it is made of wood. The bottom octave back
It
there.
certainly is, yeah.
So there we go.
There are 12 or so pipes.
It's just that bottom octave. of
That
stuff.
gives it enough enough quality to call it the Ruhrflöte. This is the 4-foot.
Very nice.
Nice and
how do those,
clear.
How do those two flutes sound together?
Yeah, delightful.
They blend together very
Sweet,
nicely.
Yeah. And then we have a 2-foot principal crowning the Brustwerk right up here in the front, so we're going to have to plug our ears. We'll put that with the 8-foot. It's nice and
Very direct right here in front of us.
Certainly
yes,
is.
But
It
it's,
certainly is.
but yeah, nice clear sound.
And everything together. Really nice blend there.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out, now that I see those 4-foot wood pipes, where is the bass octave of the 8-foot?
Good question.
Where does it seek from? So it's not in this
It's
little
not in
area,
the little
so
brust part. I think it's
offset
either
out.
side with
Okay,
these
so
little grills.
we can close these little burst section
We
here.
can. The
if we
8-foot
want.
will still be screaming out.
It's either on or off, but okay. All right, well, that takes us up to our, I guess, our Hauptwerk, well above us here.
The Hauptwerk has the whole Flöte as the 8-foot. Nice, useful foundation.
Big warm sound there.
Yeah,
we don't have an
yeah.
8-foot principle, of course. That's our only
Right,
8-foot.
right. But we do have a 4-foot principle, and I'll start that right at the bottom of the scale.
Much brighter, bolder sound
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And with the 8-foot,
thought they would. Okay.
Very nice. And then there is a huge mixture, as one would expect, from this kind of generation.
A 3-rank mixture.
This is a 3-rank mixture, yeah, on its own. There's enough fundamental there to kind of reinforce the pitch. So if I add the 8 and the 4 to that,
It's very bright sound, though. Yeah.
It is. It is very bright. It's much less so under the organ, but I imagine out in the congregation, they're really getting hit.
Yeah. And then one more stop.
Then we have a 2-rank tertian, which starts at tenor C. And then finishes at that top C there.
So a quint and a third.
Yeah, exactly. And on its own is quirky, but I think combined with the 8-foot. Really useful.
Yeah.
Sound and combined with that the plano. Adds a sort of commanding read. Good full sound.
All right, well, those are all of our manual stops.
They are indeed.
That's it. So now we go to the pedal, where we do have
our 16-foot
4 independent ranks.
We do. We have our 16-foot sub bass. This has a good fundamental bass presence. We have an 8-foot flute bass. We have a 4-foot flute bass.
So all flutes.
Yeah,
except
and then we
for-
have a 16-foot reed, which we think was added perhaps later. When all of that is combined, the full pedal.
I kind of only hear the 16 and the 2 16s take over the ensemble there, but yeah,
They do.
It gives us, I guess, some body to balance all of
Absolutely.
the brightness that we've got up above our heads.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
The flutes sound very similar. Is it possible that we actually have a unit stop there?
Quite so, yeah. Let's check. Here's the 8-foot flute, top. And here's the 4-foot flute, the middle, D sharp.
Okay, so 8 and 4, then I assume the 16.
Let's try, yeah. This is the same note.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that
makes sense.
explain it too, because there's not that much room back there for,
There isn't, no,
for 3
no.
big ranks. So 12 ranks total now. We'll revise our
absolutely.
total there. That's what we get. But so really 2 pedal ranks, and it makes
Yeah.
enough foundation to support.
It
what's going
does,
on up
it
above.
does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could easily use the 3 8-foot flutes, for a trio. balances quite
Amazing.
nicely.
All their qualities are varied enough that you get.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you could take the 4-foot or flute down an octave.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of versatility within a very small number of stops here.
No
Sure.
super couplers or sub couplers or anything.
No
to help
super
us,
or subs, but we do have manual couplers. So if we want to couple the two manuals together, and also pedal couplers, these are also mechanical to couple the two pedals. So if we wanted to get something a little bit more. Richness to those two eights.
Remarkable sound.
Yeah, and if we were to add the 4-foot, so the two manual eights. Get a little bit more of a build up, and then the 4-foot principle. Some sense of crescendo there.
Giant steps in places, but otherwise it comes together as a whole really well.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it now begins a new uncertain phase of its history. The building has been acquired by new owners who have no use for it. So we are removing the organ into storage in hopes that perhaps one day it can sing again in a new home.
This is a very important instrument, and we're here today because this instrument is about to be orphaned. And that's sort of a sad commentary on our times. We live, of course, in changing times, and I guess you could argue that there's always been changing times, but it seems like the change is coming very rapidly now. And so there is more and more examples of fine organs that need to find new homes. And this church, which was Redeemer Lutheran, took a chance on the Andover Organ Company back in 1959 when they were just a small firm down the street and had not done anything like this. This here is the beginning of the Tracker Revival movement in new organ building. This organ was built differently than we might build an organ nowadays. Organs are kind of freestanding things, and you design them and build them so that you can take them apart and move them and set them up somewhere else. This organ is sort of part of the building. So we're going to take all the pipes, the chests, the keyboards, pedal board, bench, as much of the key action and the parts of the electric stop action as we can. And I believe some of the structure is built into the building and will have to remain. So in its new home, it will have to be reconstituted a little bit. But that means it could be available to fit any sort of space. So we've agreed to get this organ out by the end of January, and in fact, my intention is to take this out next week. So this is it. This is the last time it will be played in its home. Much thanks to James Kennerly and Brent for coming here and doing this. It's my hope that this video will kind of help anyone who might have a large chapel who would love this kind of organ to see what they could have, and give us a call, and hopefully we'll find a home for it.
We are ever hopeful. One never knows what happens in the world of music, but perhaps one day it will again sing to the Lord a new song.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up down below. And I hope that we hear in the near future about a new future for this instrument. If you're interested, contact the Andover Organ Company. There's a link to their website down in the description below. My thanks today to Ryan Bartosiewicz, James Kennerly, and to Matthew Bellochio, and also my thanks to the Andover Organ Company for making this trip to Massachusetts possible. I'd also like to extend a bit of thanks to the construction crew working at the church for silencing their tools for a little bit and allowing us to finish making this video. And also, roar flutes don't have to be made out of wood. I'm not really sure where that came from. There's many that are made out of metal. We still have some more videos coming out from Massachusetts, so make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Click the little bell to get notifications so you know when the next video is coming out. And until then, I'm Brent Johnson. Thank you for watching.